Alright guys, so the goal for today is get the cylinder heads installed back on the block. We sent them to the machine shop. They went in and checked for flatness, which I had checked it, but I went ahead and sent it up there, hadn't checked that, had a pressure check for any leaks. There's no leaks. So for this job, you are going to need 2 new head gaskets. And the biggest upgrade you can do on a Subaru motor is to go with the multi-layer steel, away from the single layer with the coating on them. But we are still going to put a coat of the copper spray gasket on them just to help them seal. Then you're also going to need a set of head bolts. And if we open these up, that Arnley is actually really nice. They sort them by side, and you got paint to mark them when you're torquing them. But there's the 2 with the bigger washers that go in the center of the head, and then the 4 that have the smaller washers. They actually put the 2 that are different away from the other 4. And an easy way to check if you're not sure is you can take a pair of calipers, measure one side, which that measures at just shy of 23 millimeters for the washer. And you take one on the other side, and it's just over 24.5 millimeters. So these 2 are the larger washers. And then obviously when we put the valve covers on, we'll need valve cover gaskets. And then for tools, need a 14 millimeter 12-point socket, short extension. Then I'm just going to use this ratchet for running the bolts in. Some form of torque wrench that'll do Newton meters is what the torque spec is in, or to convert to foot pound. But I'm just going to do the Newton meters since this will do Newton meters and degrees. And then you need a little bit of oil to put on the washers and on the threads when we install them. Alright, we got the new head gasket here, and we have our copper spray. So we're just going to, almost just like spray painting. Oh no, my fingers are copper. Flip it around, do the other side. Alright, now we're going to put it on the block. Now we'll take the gasket, and you have your dowel pins in the block. Slide the head gasket on, and then we'll grab the cylinder head. Make sure everything is clean and dry when it comes to the surfaces. And gently slide it on, and then it sits on just like that. Alright, now the head's on there, we're going to install the head bolts. These are the 2 that had the larger washer. So we'll take a little bit of engine oil, go around the heads, and then we'll also go around the washers. This is so when you torque, everything torques smoothly. You're not binding anything up. It's like that, and we'll put a little bit on the threads, just so everything goes together smoothly. We don't want to get them too wet, but we just want enough that they'll rotate easily into the block. So once we got them oiled up, and these are the ones that go in the middle, so we'll drop them down in. And I always try to start them by hand if you can to make sure they don't cross thread. And then we'll take our ratchet, and the oil is doing what it's supposed to. As you can, I'm like 0 effort to rotate these down. We'll just get them snug. And then go ahead and do the same for the remaining 4 bolts. Alright, that one's down, so now we'll take the socket extension off, and we're going to use torque wrench. The first setting is 29 Newton meters. Alright, we have our torque wrench set to 29 Newton meters. Start here, we'll go to 29. You might have to hold the engine stand, it might want to roll on you. I'll loosen that one up a little bit and retorque that on. There we go. C. D. finally, F. The second measure is going to be to 69 Newton meters in the same order. All right, the next step after you've gotten the 69 Newton meters down is in reverse order, you will loosen 180 degrees and then another 180 degrees. So the easiest way I found to do that is if you can get a ratchet or something parallel, 180. Let's do that for all 6. If there's any Subaru techs out there that can explain why I'm thinking it's something to do with compressing the gasket and then loosen everything and then retorquing for warpage. But if you can explain because it just loosened them pretty much all the way. Let me know down in the comments why they have you pretty much completely loosen the bolts and then go through a torque sequence again. Once you've done the loosening sequence, now you're going to go to 42 Newton meters in tightening order. Alright, now we're going to do degrees. The first set is going to be to 90 degrees, in the same order we've been doing them in. And now we're going to go to 45. Race car. 45 degrees. Then the last pass is going to be to 45 degrees. Alright, with the new gasket installed on the valve cover, we need to install the spark plug tube seals. And there's actually, you can see there's a seat on that side, so cone side is going to go down until it's fully seated. Like that. And then take valve cover, put it on there, and then take the 6 bolts, get them started by hand. Take the electric ratchet and just slightly and finally, I believe the torque spec is 4.7 foot-pounds, so we're just going to go 5 foot-pounds and just do the same order that we did on the head bolts. Just like that. Alright guys, we're trying the POV hat for my outro for this video. So as you can see, we got the other head installed, cam covers installed. We went ahead and installed the oil control solenoids. I think it's for the variable lift rockers. The pressure sensors are installed. I'm pretty sure those are pressure sensors to determine if the oil solenoids are working, more for diagnosis. So we got everything installed. That way we went in and got the dipstick installed. So cylinder heads are installed. The next video we are probably going to do timing and water pump, since this hose might have to move quite a bit for the water pump to come off. But that concludes this video on getting the cylinder heads installed. Everything's torqued to spec. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and we will see you guys in the next episode.